Hi, I'm Sharaad Kuttan, and welcome to Let's Talk, the show that brings you the most important conversations in art, culture, and ideas. Today I'm going to be speaking to the stars of Putri Santubong, the Warrior Princess. It's a production of the Sarawak Cultural Village. And my guests today are Maya Karin, she plays Putri Santubong, and Anding Indrawani, who plays Dato Nakhoda. So thank you guys for being on the show and joining me here. We can actually see Gunung Santubong from this perch here on top of the Riverside Majestic Hotel, but not so clear maybe to our audiences. But anyway, I want to ask you, because I think that is the location of the Sarawak Cultural Village, is it not?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
So 11th and 12th was when you had the stage version, and now it's online. So there's still opportunities for spoilers. So we're going to try and avoid that. Maya, I want to ask you about the story. For people unfamiliar with who this character is, this legendary character, Putri Santubong, and her particular, or the depiction of her in this particular musical. Could you tell us, what is the general outline of the story?
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for having me today and allowing me to speak about Santubong. A lot of Malaysians have heard about Putri Santubong, or the name rings a bell, but not actually that familiar with the actual story. Even Sarawakians, they do know the main sort of general or officially accepted story, which is Santubong, who was brought down from Kayang, or the heavens, and her sister Sijinjang, who was brought down to the heavens. And the basic story is that, you know, they met down on earth and they ruled certain areas. Then a man came down and they kind of both fell in love with him, and they clashed. And after they clashed, they were both sort of, what do you call it? Disumpahkan by their, not disumpahkan, somewhat cursed by their own father to say, if you hurt each other, then you will stay on earth. And so what we have now is Gunung Santubong, which is, you know, this is her, the spirit of Santubong. And then we have the pulau-pulau, I tak ingat lagi. Pulau Kera. Gerak. Which is representation of Sejinjang, because she was shattered by Santubong, and she fell and she became broke into many pieces, which were then the many islands, and Gunung and Santubong became this mountain.
All right, so they're part of the landscape now. So this,
yes.
Right? Okay, that's
ingrained in the land.
Okay, so sibling rivalry leads to the creation of
Yes.
landscape.
That's a sort of basic story that most Sarawakians or most Malaysians, or when you Wikipedia or Google, that's what comes up. But the production team this time, Encik Zaini and Miss Jane from Sarawak Cultural Village, were sort of tasked with creating something about Santubong, but they really wanted it to be a bit more complex, a little bit more depth, instead of just that kind of simple love story where two girls fight and then that's it.
Okay, so it's two girls fight. So it's a bit tragic because they obviously were cursed by their father. They didn't fulfill his command to actually resolve this matter. They failed, did they?
That's what I'm saying. That's the sort of the story that most people know. That's what you find on Google.
But it's
not what we portrayed. We brought it to deeper depth, where we want to communicate more the story of that Santubong and Sejinjang came down to earth to help the civilization, to bring more skill to the people, to bring them more knowledge so that they can prosper more, and to make Sarawak or Nusantara a better place for all people.
Okay, this is a bit of an innovation on the folklore. It's extending it perhaps without any kind of real basis in whatever is written or in oral histories, right? Well, let's talk to Anding about his character, because your character is clear. Are you the love interest, which the sisters fight over?
No.
Oh, lucky you.
I have my love interest, and my sister has her love interest, which is him.
Oh, so they don't fight over man?
No.
Oh, they don't.
We fight over a different issue of love, where she's not supposed to. The rule is she comes down to earth. She cannot fall in love with a man on earth.
Yes.
Man from earth, which is him.
Yes.
But she fell in love with Anding.
Okay, so Dato Nakhoda. So this has to do with your. What is your role? You're a chieftain? Are you like a seafaring person?
Yes. I'm a voyager.
Okay.
So he go places and he travels, and he just got back from two places which are Pasir Putih and Pasir Putih and Pasir Kuning. and then he landed in Tanah Mas. So that was when he met Putri Sejenjang.
Okay.
So then again, yes, he is the love interest, but then the conflict started when Sejenjang was told that she could not fall in love with human beings or people from Earth because that will break the rule or melanggar pantang. And once they melanggar pantang, so they will return to just a normal human being.
Right.
But then I'm not going to say spoilers here. If you guys really want to find out what's going to happen between Sejenjang and also Nakhoda, you can still watch the show online.
Okay.
From the website.
This is your pseudo promotion, huh?
Yes.
Okay, I very cleverly slipped in there.
Yes.
I do. Okay. And I will provide the information for people to actually log on and see this production. Let's maybe move away a little bit from the storyline and talk about the music. What is the music like? Start with Anding. Is the music a reflection of contemporary Sarawakian musical trends, or is it where's the style come from? What is it a reflection of?
Well, the uniqueness of the show is because it's very not to say bangsawan-like, but because you see traditional attire and traditional costumes are being worn on stage. But I must say that the music is a bit contemporary. Yes, there are some traditional element in it. There are some pop element in it as well. So you can't really tell that whether this is bangsawan-ish or this is just a simple musical. But yeah, I must say that in the theatre language or bahasa theatre, I should say that it's quite contemporary, and there's a little bit mixture of lagu-lagu rakyat. That can be a lagu rakyat, but you can't find the original Putri Santubong song in that particular musical. There's all songs are original.
All right. Okay. So because musical theatre is not exactly a Malaysian part of Malaysian theatre traditions, right? I mean, I guess the bangsawan there was music, right? And there was a mixture of things. How did it go down with audiences? How did you kind of create something that you thought would be attractive, or at least the directors thought it would be attractive to audiences?
When I first received the offer, which was about 6 weeks ago, and I got the first draft, I read the script and I went through it with my my sort of acting consultant, Eli Suryati, and we figured this is going to take more than 3 hours. With all the songs and all the choreography that we were reading, it's just impossible. It's more than 3 hours, which we then discussed with the executive producer, Cik Zaini, and he then gave us because I'm working with Zaini the whole time, not in terms of as an actress only, but a little bit into production as well, trying to give my 2 cents, as you know me. As you know me from just now.
Yes.
But he was very, very enthusiastic and very open to any ideas and suggestions. So that was really great of him. Thank you, Encik Zaini. But as soon as we landed, me and Ellie, the directive was, I want this to be 1 hour and 30 minutes. I want this to be fast. I want this to be catchy. I want this to be, something just not draggy. And I don't want an opera about Santubong and Sarawak. I want this to be a more commercial vehicle, so the young people can tune in. And people's attention span nowadays is so short.
And also, maybe it's also what people are used to, right? What people grow up with in terms of musical theatre. There's a lot of, European, well, not so much European, but American influence, our ideas of what a musical might be, and you want to think of, runaway successes like Rent. They're very fast-paced. They're socially kind of directed, and they're exciting, right? Anding, I mean, is this? Do you do a lot of musical theatre?
Yes, I love doing musicals, and this is my 5th musical performance. Before COVID, prior to COVID, I had my last stage performance in Istana Budaya. So that was in February 2019. Then a few weeks after that, then there's MCO and such. So I had a long hiatus for musical performance. So yeah, that's why I was quite psyched with this Putri Santubong performance. And I even did the longest running musical in Malaysia with Puan Sri Tiara Jacquelina before. So that gave me the whole spirit and also experience to perform live.
Right. And Maya, is musical theatre in your blood?
Yeah, well, I started at the age of 17 with I was Tallulah on Bugsy Malone in my school play, which was great fun. And then I proceeded a little bit in theatre with the usual the people in KL with Paula, Malaya, Harith, and so forth. And then in the last sort of 10 years, I did Natra, which was a great story, and Supermok, of course, playing Supermok's wife, and that was a Hans Isaac production, purely fun and lots of dance, a bit Grease-like, you know, like.
Okay, what about, very quickly before we go to a break, which is doing it live and the energy you get from your audiences. Is that something you crave, Anding, a live audience, or are you quite happy to do stuff hybrid or in fact just purely online?
Yeah, I can say that I'm quite addicted to it.
To the live performance?
Yes, because yeah, it does give you satisfaction, and I think all actors, regardless if they are doing TV, movie, or anything, should try.
No?
No, should try doing stage performance. Yes,
absolutely.
It's just my personal opinion.
No, not for you.
No, I mean, I have to admit, I mean, it is very nerve-wracking for me, for a live audience. And especially in a time where things are a little bit rushed and there's not, I feel like personally there's not enough preparation. But I do have a range of highly rated actors, very, very much respected on this level, who refuse to do live, who absolutely say, no, I'm sticking to film, I'm sticking to camera work, I'm never ever going to step forward live, so I don't know. I know they should. I sometimes think, come on, try la. You know, I know it's really scary, but and even still for me, it is a little bit scary.
Okay, we'll take a short break. We'll be back with more on Let's Talk. Stay tuned.